Imagine having it all: luxury, power, endless wealth, living in the largest palace in the world, and being the wife of the Sultan of Brunei, one of the richest men in history. But what if I told you that a love that fell apart, that the woman who once life surrounded by opulence, envied by all, lost it all in the blink of an eye? This is the story of Mariam Abdul Aziz, the second wife of Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah. The history of how she went from being a central figure in the royal court of Brunei to facing a life of challenge, tragedies, and new beginnings. After an unexpected divorce that changed her destiny forever. Why did the Sultan divorce Mariam, even though she bore him 4 children? How did someone who seemed to have everything see her life crumble in public view? In this video, we'll reveal the secret history of Mariam Abdul Aziz, the woman who was queen of the world's most luxurious court, yet lost everything, and ultimately managed to weather the storm. Stay until the end, because what happened after the divorce is as surprising as the story of her marriage to the Sultan. The history of Mariam Abdul Aziz and Hassan al-Bolkiah began in a surprising, almost accidental way. In the late 1980, the Sultan of Brunei was traveling aboard a Royal Brunei Airlines plane when, in an incident that was anything but ordinary, a flight attendant named Mariam spilled a drink on his clothes. This minor accident, which might have been forgotten by anyone else, was the beginning of a love story that would astonish the entire country. A year after that incident, Mariam became the wife of the richest man on the planet, and her face appeared on all of Brunei's official buildings. It was the beginning of a romance that the media called love at first sight. But who was Mariam? She came from a simple family, her mother originally from Brunei, and her father of Japanese and Scottish descent. With this combination, Mariam possessed a unique beauty that captivated the Sultan, but also a semi-Western upbringing that made her stand out among other women at court. Her exotic appearance and modern style were decisive factors in the Sultan's decisions to marry her, thus defying the strict traditions of the monarchy. Despite initial opposition from the Sultan's first wife, Queen Pengiran Anak Saleha, who was unwilling to share her husband with a younger, more attractive woman, the Sultan remained steadfast in his decision. Polygamy was legal in Brunei, and the Sultan, despite tensions with his first wife, decided to proceed with the marriage. The wedding was modest due to resistance from the royal family, especially that of the Sultan's father, Omar Ali Saifuddin, 30, who refused to accept Mariam for 5 years. However, shortly before his death, in 1986, the monarch finally accepted his new daughter-in-law, and her relationship with the Sultan was cemented. The real turning point for Mariam came in 1987, when the Sultan gave her an unprecedented gift that sealed her status within the royal family. The largest and most luxurious palace in the world, Istana Nurul Iman, a majestic 200,000 square meter residence, stands as one of the grandest structures in history. With incredible halls, seemingly endless gardens, and a current estimated value of over 1 billion, the palace was not only a symbol of the royal family's unstable wealth, but also the palace where Mariam and her children, including Prince Abdul Matan, the future most popular prince in Asia, live as part of a royal family few could access. This palace not only represents a life of endless opulence, but also a backdrop for the internal tensions and conflicts that would shape the family's future. Mariam and the Sultan had 4 children: Prince Abdulazim, 2 princes, Asem and Fatzila, and finally Prince Abdul Matan in 1991. Together, they lived a life of luxury in the largest palace on the planet. But family tensions never disappeared. Her relationship with the Sultan's first wife remained problematic, and their relationship was marred by the Sultan's numerous infidelities. He was known for his lavish lifestyle, which included a harem of women that was mentioned in several international scandals. In 1997, a scandal erupted when Gillian Lauren, an American woman, reported that the Sultan and his brother, Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah, maintained a harem composed of several women, some of them minors. Although the case was quickly hushed up, this scandal affected the royal family's public image and left deep scars on Mariam, who was already facing problems within her marriage. The situation became unsustainable, and living in the palace became a constant challenge for Mariam. Despite her personal difficulties, Mariam found purpose outside the court. She led several foundations to help people with disabilities and vulnerable communities in Brunei, and won the affection of the people thanks to her simplicity and kindness. However, in 2003, the Sultan and Mariam announced their divorce after 22 years of marriage. The official reason was behavior unbecoming of the royal family, but the reasons were never fully revealed. Rumors suggested that Mariam enjoyed socializing, traveling, and partying too much, while others suggested that the Sultan suspected her of infidelity. None of these rumors were confirmed, but the divorce left Mariam facing a new reality. That same year, Mariam was stripped of her titles and honors and allowed to continue living in the palace to raise her youngest son, Prince Abdul Maten. After the divorce, Mariam moved to Singapore and then to London, where she bought a house in an exclusive part of the city. Despite having lost her title and position at court, the Sultan granted her a lifetime pension and allowed her to keep the valuable jewels she had inherited. In 2008, a new controversy rocked Mariam's life. She reported the thief of jewelry by her assistant, Fatima Lim, who allegedly stole 19 million from her. The case garnered media attention, and Fatima changed her story several times before pleading guilty. It was suspected that she accepted the blame in exchange for compensation. This episode was one of the last scandals in Mariam's life, and she eventually ceased to make the news. In 2020, Mariam suffered a great tragedy. Her son, Abdulaziz, her eldest son, died at the age of 38 after an incurable illness. Abdulaziz had tried to break into Hollywood, but he didn't achieve the success he had hoped for and was criticized in Brunei for his unconventional sexual orientation. Mateen, Mariam's most famous son, continues to stand out as an admired public figure and recently married in a dream wedding in 2024. Today, at 69, Mariam Abdulaziz continues to travel the world and maintain a close relationship with her children, especially Prince Abdul Maten, at public events and polo matches. She can be seen accompanying her son, who remains a key figure in Brunei's public life. Although her life has been full of ups and downs, Mariam has proven to be a resilient woman. Her history is that of a woman who, after losing everything, rose again and continues to carry on with dignity, maintaining the love of her family and the respect of the people. If this video left you speechless, imagine what's coming next. Like if you enjoyed the trip, comment on what impressed you most, subscribe so you don't miss stories of luxury and power, and share it with someone who dreams big. We don't just tell stories here, we live them with you. Thanks for being here, and remember, the best in the world is yet to be discovered. See you in the next video.